The following is a presentation of the Vol Network. Closed captioning provided by the University of Tennessee full-time MBA program. Learn, transform, lead. It all starts here. This is Tennessee.
I want the whole city of Knoxville to know that it's football time in Tennessee.
A passion that knows no equal. The heart and soul of the Volunteer State.
Show me you want to run the football.
And Dobbs gets to the outside. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Wow.
For the next 60 minutes, you're tuned to Vol Network coverage of the Tennessee Volunteers.
Football rewards those who wear your opponent out psychologically and physically.
The most celebrated of traditions.
When you step on the field, there must be a sense of purpose.
The pass is going to be caught. Unbelievable catch. Bang, he goes down back at the 23-yard line.
Let's go. I've been waiting for this one.
Touchdown, Tennessee to pick our.
I want to win for you.
Welcome to the Butch Jones Show, hosted by Tennessee head football coach Butch Jones and the Vol Network's Bob Kessling. Brought to you by the Big Orange Debit Card, only from the official bank of the Vols, First Tennessee. By your local Ford dealer, Tennessee Saturdays, built Ford tough. By Dish, never miss a moment of Vol action. Catch the Vols on Dish, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics. By Farm Bureau Insurance, with agents in more communities than any other insurer, Tennessee turns to Farm Bureau Insurance, the official insurance of the Vols. Now, the Butch Jones Show.
Tennessee goes 2 for 2 in this very important month of November. The Volunteers beat Kentucky on Saturday at Neyland Stadium, 50-16. Welcome to the Butch Jones Show. Coach, congratulations on a very big win for your team.
Well, it was a big win, and it was a great win. It was a team win. We played complementary football, and our players are doing the things necessary to play winning football on Saturday now.
Jumped on Kentucky early, never really let them get back in the game.
Well, we spoke about starting fast, and I thought Brian Randolph's interception, getting the ball into the checkerboards, really dictated the tempo. And we talk about football as a game where 4 to 6 plays can make the difference between winning and losing, and I thought Brian Randolph's interception was one of those 4 to 6 plays.
You know, really solid in all aspects, and you mentioned after the game Evan Berry's kickoff return to start the second half really gave it even more momentum.
Well, it was. Again, we wanted to start fast. We liked the ball starting the second half, and for him to have that big kickoff return puts us down to the 50-yard line. Then the big pass play to Jason Kroom really kind of set the temperament for things to come in the second half.
Coach, talk a little bit about Joshua Dobbs, another great performance by him in terms of how he led this team and the poise he showed.
Well, he did. He showed great poise, and he's working extremely hard, his command of the offense. And again, anytime you can change field position or change plays with the ability to elusiveness with your legs has added a whole nother dynamic to our offense. There's many a times where, you know, he created something out of nothing, and our players are feeding off of him.
And the way Jalen Hurd is playing now, the defense has to be so conscious of where he is. That opens up a lot of things for everybody.
Well, it does. And, you know, Jalen Hurd had another fine performance, our offensive line, but also having Von Pearson back to full strength adds a whole nother dynamic to the offense as well.
Pretty exciting day for Tennessee on offense. The Volunteers, 50 points against Kentucky. We'll share those highlights and take you behind the scenes next here on the Butch Jones Show.
It's time to honor the Adidas Vol Scholar of the Week. This week we recognize Jordan Williams. The senior is pursuing a degree in sociology.
Early on, I mean, when everybody came in, I feel like they all had a plan. They all knew what they were going to do, and I mean, I was a little bit different. I really wasn't sure what I wanted to do, just because I wasn't sure what kind of career I wanted to do. And I mean, I still don't know what kind of career I want to do, but I took sociology because it's so broad. You know, it covers a little bit of everything.
Just as he does on the football field, the defensive lineman hopes to one day use the leadership and communication qualities he learns in the classroom out in the community.
I mean, in life, I mean, that's one of the things I love to do. I mean, just run around, meet people, shake hands, and I mean, being in college, I found meeting people, shaking hands, and getting to know people. I mean, you can have a very successful job like that. I mean, that sounds like a great job to me.
Congratulations to this week's Vol Scholar of the Week, presented by Adidas, the official footwear and apparel provider of the Vols.
Third down for what? Have you guys forgotten what sounds like?
Do I need to remind you? Can you play it, please?
Yeah, this is me. So I'm in town. I had to come and say what up to y'all, man, and commend y'all on, you know, what y'all been doing this year on these third downs. I mean, y'all been stepping up. But we got to tighten it up a little bit more, though. We got Kentucky coming up. I just want to say what up and just give y'all some love right here in the flesh. And I mean, and commend y'all for what y'all been doing this year, though, for real. Good job.
He's got to catch a flight. He may be at a couple periods of practice. So, coaches, we're going to bump third down drill up today so he can see it. All right?
I saw an online article about Coach Jones using the song to help motivate the defense, and I thought it was really cool, you know, and then I just saw it, you know, week after week, I just saw it start to just even grow bigger and bigger and bigger.
It was like Christmas for me because growing up from Atlanta, I always looked up to Little John. I always wanted to be like Little John and Yin Yang Twins. I used to sing the song, so it was kind of surreal for me.
What an honor to get him out there and visit our team, especially with the third down themes, and just for him to come out and support us. You know, it really says a lot about Tennessee football.
Good seeing you, man. Thanks. See you guys.
You know, I think it's really cool that, you know, the university is using this song the way they use it.
Well, getting him on campus helped because you were 3 of 14 against Kentucky on third down conversions.
Well, we always talk about situational football, and third down is referred to as the money down and having to get off the field. And so, again, third down for what? And it's creating an awareness and excitement for that down and that distance, whatever it is. And having him back, I thought, really set the temperament for the preparation of the Kentucky week.
You know, the team has bought into it, but so have the fans. It's amazing.
Well, it's creating that home field advantage, and these kids work so hard throughout the course of the week, and it's something that, you know, we even practice when third down comes up so they understand the importance of it. And obviously our great fans getting into it, you know, making it extremely challenging for the opposing team to communicate.
You know, everybody talks about third down, but it's really first and second down to get you to third down because you want to make sure it's third and long, not third and 1 or 2.
Well, you're exactly right. We always talk about before you can get to third down, you have to win first down, then second down, and stay ahead of the sticks. And anytime we can get a team in third and long, just the overall percentages, you know, go up to being very, very successful.
Tennessee beat Kentucky after an open date. We'll show you how Tennessee handled the open date next here on the Butch Jones Show.
They're splitzing, and they hit him as he throws it. The ball pops in the air. It's intercepted at the 15-yard line, down to the 10, to the end zone. To the 5, Pearson comes back into the checkerboard. Touchdown, Tennessee. Dobbs fakes a handoff, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee.
The Butch Jones Show is being brought to you by Verizon, America's largest and most reliable network. Verizon, official wireless provider of the Tennessee Volunteers. By UT Medical Center, Tennessee's hospital. UT Medical Center, wisdom for your life.
By the natural gas utilities and pipeline companies in Tennessee.
Natural gas.
And by Food City, the tailgating headquarters of Vol fans everywhere. Food City, value every day.
Yeah, sit down, softball on the foot.
We feel that doing as much in the recovery aspect as we can helps our guys recover for the next day's practice, hopefully decrease some injury risks, hopefully have them perform at a higher level.
It's pain. I'm inflicting pain to get rid of pain. It don't make sense, but it makes sense.
We have several different stations to help them with the recovery, one of which is a roller station to try to roll out sore muscles, looking for trigger points just from overuse and the amount of hitting, obviously, and running that they do. A couple of stations are based on flexibility, trying to stretch everything back out that may get tight from working so hard. We have a station that is a cold tub. We believe in the cold tubs from a recovery standpoint to try to help their muscle soreness decrease and shut down all the process that's going on from a hard workout. And then we hydrate, and that's another part of, obviously, the daily recovery is to make sure that their fluids are getting back in their body to help their muscles recover. Nutrition is obviously a critical part of that. Getting your meals in and eating good meals and multiple meals is obviously important. Your body needs that fuel to burn. They're burning a lot of calories during the practices as well as off the field. We emphasize getting rest. They need to get in the air conditioning, not be out and about. When we don't have something scheduled for them, we want them sleeping, we want them resting and recovering so that their body is ready to go for the next day.
It's a process, and this team really handled the open date very well.
Well, it is a process, and it starts with the rest and recovery, and Jason McVay does a great job, and Allison Maurer, and you know, everyone associated with it, Dave Lawson, all of them work together, and we use a phrase called all aligned, and in our football organization, everyone must be all aligned, and they're all aligned. And going into the bye week, Bob, we really had a lot of things we needed to get accomplished. First of all was our overall health, and we were able to do that, but also then getting back to having some corrections. And then with a young football team, every practice opportunity is critical. So it was a balancing act, but we came out of it and our players were ready to play.
You know, at the Anderson Training Center, you have everything a player needs to make sure he gets recovery, he can build his strength, he can eat well there. It's really an amazing facility.
Well, it is a great facility, and we have great resources here at the University of Tennessee, and it's the onus on every player to make sure that he takes full advantage of all the things that we have to take their game to the next level here.
One person that's taken his game to the next level is Tennessee quarterback Josh Dobbs. Rick Russo profiles Tennessee's sophomore signal caller.
3 wideouts to the left. Dobbs fakes a handoff, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee.
There have been many different starting quarterbacks for the Tennessee Volunteers over the years, all with varying skill sets. And there is no denying that sophomore signal caller Josh Dobbs has used his unique skills to explode onto the scene for Team 118.
Athletically, he has the ability to make people miss in space and obviously to outrun some people. So he's done a good job with his athleticism and with what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands. Secondly, he's been making very good decisions, decisive decisions. He processes information quickly and it allowed him to put the ball in the right spot at the right time.
As a football player, I take pride in my footwork in the pocket, my arm strength, my accuracy. I've improved on a lot of those since I've gotten here. I also take pride in just being able to make plays with my feet and with my arms when something breaks down, able to escape the pocket, but keep my eyes downfield and still look for open receivers.
Leadership is earned, not given, and through his hard work on the field, Josh has earned a leadership role with this team.
He's so well-rounded as an individual. You know, you mentioned academically, he's really high and does very well in the classroom. And that's helped him, obviously, as a football player. It's helped him as a leader garner the respect of his teammates. And it gives him the ability to kind of wear a lot of hats.
Being the quarterback means you're a leader, obviously. I try to lead the team in my work ethic, motivate guys every day to come to practice, come ready to go. When we're on the field, I like to push guys and coach them up as well, just get the best out of them. And I know if I do that, I'm very positive. I know a lot of guys like that and they'll respond well.
Josh is not only a star student in the classroom, but he is also a star student in the quarterback meetings as well.
He learns very quickly. He processes information very quickly and is very much like a sponge. He absorbs everything you say and traps it in his mind. It's hard to stump him in the meeting room at times because he's got such a good memory and because he can process that information.
I watch a lot of film. It gets to the point at the end of the week, I can tell you what's going to happen during the play, so that's good. We talk about that in the quarterback room. You should know the film in and out, so by the end of the week, I definitely know that. And Coach Jake pushes us to watch a lot of film. We watch a lot of film in our meetings, so that helps a lot too.
Understanding the gravity of being a quarterback with balls, Josh knows he holds the keys to returning Tennessee to the top.
Just knowing how much tradition is behind the position, knowing who you're playing after, like T. Martin, Peyton Manning, and all the greats that have come before, and know that they were in the same position as you, and now it's just what you make of it.
For the Butch Jones Show, I'm Rick Russo.
Thank you, Rick. And I think the most impressive thing about Josh Dobbs, when it looked like he was going to be redshirted, he wasn't playing, he still worked so incredibly hard to be ready to play.
Well, that's a tribute to his work ethic, to his competitive character. And we always talk about with our quarterbacks, we prepare every week as though you're the starting quarterback, no matter if you're first, second, third, fourth on the depth chart. That's just a mentality, but it is a tribute to him. And, you know, Rick talked about leadership is earned, not given, and he's earned that leadership role. He's the caretaker of the football for us offensively. He's making good decisions, and we're taking care of the football.
Can you see the growth every week in him?
Absolutely. You see it each and every day, that growth in him. And again, that's that drive that he has. And we challenge him, and that's our job as coaches every day. And he internalizes everything. We always talk about great players have that inner drive to be the best. People who really have that inner drive to be the best are what separates themselves. Josh Dobbs has that inner drive.
Josh Dobbs leading this Tennessee offense. Now let's take a look at the Media Mash with Sarah Mitchell.
It's time to show off some of the latest and greatest posts to social media this week. Vol fans everywhere sent in some memorable snapshots that show off why we have the best fans in the world. First, check out these cute little guys that Justin West tweeted. It looks like Case, Cannon, and Kyler are ready to hit the field with the big boys. We were excited to see this Knoxville Middle School choir group performing Rocky Top. Take a look.
Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee.
A member of our very own VFL film crew made a big announcement this week. Please join us in congratulating the master behind many of your favorite videos. Trevor Green and his wife Rebecca are expecting their first little volunteer. It was a huge victory for the Tennessee Volunteers yesterday, and now we want to see how you celebrate. Be sure and tag me at SarahUTK with pictures showing that you bleed orange. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Time now for Fueling Tennessee, presented by Humana, your health partner for life.
So we're heading into cold and flu season, and I'm going to give you some tips and advice of how to... Jordan! What is going on?
Miss Allison, everybody's getting sick. It's flu season.
I know. Okay. So relax. Let me take you through the line here and show you some good foods to eat to keep your immune system healthy. Can you take off the face mask?
I think I can.
That'd be great. Let's try that. Okay. First thing we're gonna do is get some fruits that are gonna help with your immune system. So, one key thing to know is the darker and the brighter the fruit and the vegetable, the more nutrients it has.
I got you.
So which ones of these do you think are probably going to provide you with the most vitamins?
Probably these.
No, not that kind of bright and dark.
Oh,
I'm talking about the fruit right here.
Okay.
Yeah, good. I can see how you would get that mixed up. Let's do some pineapple, some strawberries, and how about some of these really good looking blackberries? We're gonna load up that plate with a bunch of immune system boosting nutrients. So for your main course, you wanna still make sure that you're getting good protein, good carbohydrates, that sort of thing, because your body still needs energy to perform. All these vegetables are good. We have roasted cauliflower, we have some sauteed zucchini, green beans. Let's do some rice. It's a good light carbohydrate, so not making you feel heavy. All right, Jordan. Besides all of this, what is one thing that will help keep your immune system healthy?
Hydration.
Boom! Hydration. What kind of hydration? What is going to be the best source?
Water.
Water. Now look at this. Perfectly balanced, very highly nutritious, and has lots of vitamins and minerals to keep your immune system healthy. Now, can we go ahead and put this back in your locker?
Yeah.
That'd be great. All right, Jordan, have a good lunch.
you know, all these guys are all together, the colds and flu and all, so you really have to fight that, don't you?
Well, we do, and by the way, I wish my plate looked like that, Bob. But, you know, Jalen Hurd was one of those individuals who started the flu bug, getting it a little bit Saturday morning, and turned in a great performance and then was ready to go to bed after the game. But again, we try to do so much, and as we talk about week in and week out on this show, Allison does a tremendous job of not only being there for our players, but educating them as well.
So, of course, Tennessee has a very special freshman class. Each week we highlight one of those. Today it's Tennessee tight end Daniel Helm, and here's Danny Kleppinger.
Freshman tight end Daniel Helm has always held himself to a high standard. He graduated high school early so that he could enroll at Tennessee in the spring, which he says was the best decision he's ever made. It put him in a good position to earn valuable playing time as a true freshman.
I came in here wanting to contribute, and I picked this school hoping that I could see some playing time. I wasn't prepared physically, and I would not have been prepared if I came in June. Coach Lawson and the strength staff really helped me put on enough weight and enough strength where I could compete at the SEC level.
Helm has played in all 9 games, bringing in 4 catches. His most significant catch came against Georgia when Tennessee capitalized on a 2-point conversion.
Back to throw, here's Worley, trying to set up a screen, fires for the end zone, the pass gonna be, did he hang on? Caught! 2-point play, Daniel Helm.
I was focusing on it so much and falling to the ground and making sure nobody hit it out or anything, and then when I got up and all the guys beating on me, I was making sure I still had control of the ball and everything, so that was a great moment. I'm hoping for many more of those. I'm trying to get a touchdown one of these days, because those are elusive for the tight end group, it seems, but yeah, that'd be great.
Head coach Butch Jones preaches how this team is a brotherhood, and Helm has found a strong bond within his unit.
The tight end group, personally, I think is the best group on the team. We're all very close to each other. We all really enjoy each other's company and kind of keep each other up when maybe things are a little harder, and getting through the daily grind of practice and everything, making jokes, all that stuff. To be honest, they've kept me going a lot during the season, so I really appreciate that.
Reporting for the Butch Jones Show, I'm Danny Kleppinger.
Daniel Helm's made big contributions, and so has Ethan Wolf. You got 2 very special freshman tight ends.
Well, when you look at that position and true freshmen playing all over the place, and Daniel Helm has impeccable character. He's extremely, extremely competitive, and he continues to improve his game on a weekly basis. Tight end in this offense, though, is so very important. Sometimes you got to be like a pulling guard, then you got to be like a wide receiver. It's amazing how versatile you have to have. It takes a special player to play tight end in this offense. Well, you do have to be very versatile. You know, with the blocking on the line of scrimmage, being a 3-point stance, then being attached from the formation. Now your thoughts go from an interior player to a wide receiver, and then also in the backfield kind of as a fullback too. And these individuals possess that skill set, and those skill sets are very rare and they're very hard to find, but we're fortunate to have a lot of these individuals, and Daniel Helm certainly is making his impact on this football team. When we come back, we'll talk about the backbone of Tennessee football, General Neyland's game maxims.
Timeout to check the stats. Brought to you by Dish.
In his first start this season, Josh Dobbs went to work on the ground and through the air against South Carolina. The sophomore from Alpharetta, Georgia, went 23 of 40 for 301 yards and 2 touchdowns in a huge SEC victory on the road. Dobbs added 166 yards on 24 carries and 3 more touchdowns on the ground. Check the stats. Joshua Dobbs' 467 total yards are the most by a Vol quarterback against an SEC opponent since Peyton Manning threw for over 500 yards against Kentucky in 1997. His 166 yards rushing set a new Tennessee record for quarterbacks, and it earned him the SEC Offensive Player of the Week honor.
Check the stats. Never miss a moment of Vol action. Watch live TV wherever you are. Learn more at dish.com/Vol. Catch the Vol on Dish.
General Nealon knew those maxims would help him win national championships and win games here at Tennessee and build the foundation of the program. It's amazing how they still play true every single game now.
Well, they are the foundation, and it's one thing just to cite them before you go out. It's another thing to live them every day, and that's why in the Anderson Training Center we have the game maxims everywhere. In training camp, we take one practice, and that's just for one of those game maxims. And I want our players to really understand the true meaning behind all the game maxims.
One of the first ones is the team that makes the fewest mistakes wins. Tennessee played almost flawless football that way against Kentucky.
Well, again, we didn't turn the football over. We didn't really have any untimely penalties, and we took the ball away twice. We were +2 in the turnover margin, and every day in practice we have a maximum 1 period. And in that maximum 1 period, the defense works on ball disruptions, taking the ball away, and obviously the offense works on taking care of the football.
Injuries in the Kentucky game a concern, and can you give us any kind of update?
Yeah, you know, when everyone returned, Austin Sanders did not. He has a high ankle sprain. We'll know a little bit about that as the week continues to progress. Matt Crowder the same way, a high ankle sprain. We're checking on his knee right now. So those are the two individuals right now that we'll know a little bit more as the week continues to move on, so to speak, but everyone else returned.
Now the challenge this week, Missouri, a team that can still win the SEC East. They'll be motivated coming in here next Saturday night. Another challenge.
Well, another great challenge. A top-ranked football team. They're fighting to become champions on our side of the division, and another tremendous opportunity for Tennessee football. We're going to need all of All Nation and 102-455. We need to make this our 5th sellout of the season now.
It's a confident Tennessee football team right now, though.
Well, a lot of confidence, but again, we have to continue to work and understand what has got us to this point, and they will because they understand that.
Coach, congratulations to you, the players, and the staff for the big win over Kentucky, and good luck against Missouri.
Thanks, Bob.
We'll show you highlights from Tennessee's win over Kentucky next here on The Butch Jones Show.
Fans, tune in every Monday night from 8 to 9 p.m. for the Big Orange Hotline. Join Bob Kessling and Pat Ryan as they break down each and every Tennessee football game. That's the Big Orange Hotline, every Monday night live from Dead End Barbecue in West Knoxville.
And now running through the tee on a Saturday afternoon against Kentucky. Here come the Tennessee Volunteers. Joshua Dobbs, they fake to Hurd. Now Dobbs fires up in the middle. Complete down to the 30, down to the 20-yard line. Send a man in motion. They'll flip it to Von Pearson coming near side. He gets to the 20, breaks a tackle to the 10, to the 5. Pearson comes back into the checkerboard. Touchdown, Tennessee. Big splitzing, and they hit him as he throws it. The ball pops in the air. It's intercepted at the 15-yard line, down to the 10, to the end zone. Brian Randolph, touchdown, Tennessee. Back to throw. Fires, quick slant, complete. Big Howard to midfield. Now into Kentucky territory, down to the 40-yard line, a first down. Dobbs rolls that way. Looking, firing toward the end zone. Complete to Von Pearson at the 3. Fighting for the end zone. He's in. He caught it at the 3 and fought his way into the checkerboards for a Tennessee touchdown. 3 wideouts to the left. Dobbs fakes a handoff, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. That was easy. Joshua Dobbs runs in from 9 yards out for a Tennessee touchdown. Sets up, looks, pressure, sack. It's Derek Barnett. The freshman got back there and sacked Tolles. Going to be Dobbs. Swings a little flanker screen on the right side and breaking into the 40, to the 30, down the far sideline to the 20, 10, 5, checkerboards, touchdown, Jason Kroom. Play number 1 in the third quarter, 52 yards from Josh Dobbs to Jason Kroom. Tolles fires, intercepted Tennessee at the 43-yard line. Back to the 30, down to the 25, and spinning to the 20-yard line is Justin Coleman. Dobbs, first and goal. He gets it to Hurd going right, getting to the pylon. Did he get in? They're going to mark his knee down inside the 1.
The runner hit the pylon with the ball prior to his knee going down.
Touchdown Tennessee to Jalen Hurd. Tennessee puts 50 on the Wildcats, winning at 50-16.
A lot of people contributed to Tennessee's win over the Kentucky Wildcats. Now joined by John Bryce from VolQuest.com. John, Josh Dobbs, Jalen Hurd, the offense, Jason Kroom got involved, Justin Coleman, so many big plays.
Yeah, the fast start I thought was key early, Bob. They jumped out on Kentucky big time. They took the crowd into the game, took Kentucky out of the game. I thought fostered the doubt that Kentucky, no doubt, had lingering from a 4-game losing streak. Really, Tennessee played almost flawless football. You know, you look at it, you knew Kentucky was kind of running on fumes. You couldn't let them hang around and think they could win the game. Tennessee didn't do that. No, Tennessee didn't remotely do that. Again, the fast start was key early. I thought that the Vols did a lot of good things with a lot of different pieces on the football field. We continue to see these freshmen grow up each and every week. It's one of the things I talked to the players about after the game. Ethan Wolf said, we feel like we're mature beyond our years. I think it's showing up on the football field. I do too, and I think the other thing that's amazing about it is the fact that Tennessee just isn't making mistakes. No turnovers, very few mistakes, and really they're not beating themselves, and that's a tribute to a very young football team. Bob, the stat I love that I was looking up last night is that in the last 66.5 minutes of game action plus an overtime period, Tennessee has outscored the opposition 74-23. That's barely more than 4 full quarters. Tennessee has outscored South Carolina and now Kentucky 74-23. That's highly efficient, highly effective football. Jalen Hurd, I thought, had his best game. I mean, he ran hard. He picked the holes better, I think, this time. Kind of finding his way a little bit. You could see him kind of evolving as really a special running back. And to think that Hurd was doing that while he had the flu and then was able to run that way and ran as tough as we've seen him run all year long. And he's a big bruising back who gets tougher and tougher to tackle throughout the game. But he clearly wore down that Kentucky defense and wore on the Wildcat defense as the game went along. And this is with an offensive line that's kind of beat up a little bit. Of course, Matt Crowder, Austin Sanders go out and you just kind of shuffle guys and keep going. Yeah, and again, Butch says it all the time, it's complementary football. There are a bunch of different pieces working very well for this Tennessee offense and really the Tennessee defense. But we're seeing it on the offensive side of the ball because they have so many different weapons, because there's depth at the wide receiver position, because there's depth at the tight end position. And that's what Butch Jones and his coaching staff want to build on the entire roster. When we come back, we'll ask the coach with Willie Martinez and look ahead to the Missouri game here on the Butch Jones Show.
It's time to announce the AutoZone player of the game. Get in the zone, AutoZone. In the zone for Tennessee was Josh Dobbs. The quarterback recorded 345 yards of total offense, including 297 yards passing, with 3 touchdowns through the air, while rushing for 48 yards and 1 TD against the Wildcats. Congratulations to Josh Dobbs, our AutoZone player of the game. For the auto parts, accessories, and advice you need, get in the zone, AutoZone.
The Butch Jones Show is being brought to you by Vol Network Home Entertainment. From Pat Summitt to Peyton Manning, Vol Network Home Entertainment has the greatest moments on DVD.
By Humana, over 50 years of experience in the healthcare industry. Humana, your partner in health.
By the natural gas utilities and pipeline companies in Tennessee.
Natural gas.
And by the Tennessee Education Lottery, proud to have raised over $3 billion for education programs in Tennessee. It's time now for Ask the Coach, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, a proud corporate sponsor of the Vols. Visit them online at academy.com.
Welcome to Ask the Coach, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Today I'm joined with special guest, Mr. Willie Martinez, defensive backs coach. Welcome, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Today, your first question comes from Glenn Watts. He wants to know what clicked with Cam Sutton this year in his ability to make some plays out there.
Well, I think it goes back to his training as a kid. He's always been a great playmaker throughout his career, and 3-sport star coming out of high school, and it comes natural to him because he's great. His athleticism. He understands the game. He's got great instincts, and then obviously having another year in our system has given him some confidence to execute.
Who are some of those guys who have really stepped up and really stood out to you?
Well, I think in the secondary it starts with Justin Coleman. When we made the move to put him at nickel, and nickel's such an important position. It's the most important position on our defense. You're matched up against the best players on offense, the slot receiver. You're involved in the run game as just as much as you are in the passing game. You have to become you have to be a physical player. You have to be able to make checks and adjustments. and adapt, to, the things that they're doing, because each game changes, and the game plan that we go in there with sometimes will change really quickly. And he's got to be somebody that we can count on a consistent basis, and he's done that for us all year.
And one more question. This one comes from Molly Warren. She says, before a matchup in Neyland Stadium, what do you challenge your guys with before they hit the field?
Preparation. It's always going to be about the preparation and understanding our game plan. Going into the game, you got to know who are the game wreckers, so to speak. Who's the best players that we've got to stop, and those are the things that we try and stress the most. Is find out, who are the playmakers, who do we have to stop, and preparing for those guys.
Well, thank you for your time, and thanks for being our coach.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
So as Tennessee gets set to take on Missouri, the secondary takes a different look because of the targeting foul. Tennessee is going to be short a safety for the first half next week.
Yeah, and officials are erring on the side of caution, Bob, but again, it was hard to look at that play and think that Brian Randolph had a lot of malicious intent there. But they will have to sit out the first half against Missouri. Missouri is more of a running team, and Brian Randolph's the quarterback of that back end of Tennessee's defense. They'll need him back, but I expect Brian to come back with a vengeance in the second half against the Tigers.
Yeah, speaking of the secondary, Cam Sutton, if there's a better cornerback right now in the SEC, I'm not sure who he is.
Yeah, Cam Sutton's putting together an all-SEC campaign. Derek Barnett clearly is putting together an all-SEC campaign, freshman or otherwise. And what Barnett and Majid are doing up front, what Sutton and Randolph and Coleman have done in the back end, and then AJ, of course, and Jalen Reeves-Maben in the middle, all those parts are playing together. But Barnett and Majid have combined for 17 sacks. And Derek Barnett, as a freshman, has 18 tackles for loss, Bob. The single-season record among any classification at Tennessee is 25. So he can threaten that record as a freshman. Just really dynamic play.
Yeah, having one of the biggest years in Tennessee history for any freshman. When we come back, we'll look ahead to the Missouri Tigers here on the Butch Jones Show.
Time now for the Tennessee Top 5, brought to you by Hyundai.
Set a man in motion, the flip it to Von Pearson coming near side. He gets to the 20, breaks a tackle to the 10, to the 5. Pearson comes back into the checkerboard. Touchdown, Tennessee. Dobbs rolls that way. Looking, firing toward the end zone, complete to Von Pearson at the 3, fighting for the end zone. He's in. It'll be Dobbs, swings a little flanker screen on the right side and breaking it to the 40, to the 30, down the far sideline to the 20, 10, 5, checkerboards. Phillips out of the shotgun, back to throw. There's blitzing, and they hit him as he throws it. The ball pops in the air, it's intercepted at the 15-yard line, down to the 10, to the end zone. Wideouts to the left. Dobbs fakes a handoff, takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee.
Fans, please direct your attention to the video board for today's Loyal Fan of the Game, brought to you by Hyundai. Vol fans are loyal. Hyundai fans are loyal too. Enough to be ranked #1 in customer loyalty 5 years in a row.
It's time for the First Tennessee First Look, a scouting report and look ahead at the Vols' upcoming opponent. Brought to you by First Tennessee Bank, the official bank of the Vols.
Next up, the Tennessee Volunteers, the Missouri Tigers. Missouri is a team that controls its own destiny to win the SEC East. They got to win the last 2 games. Mikey Bach's the quarterback. And Tennessee really, John, has had troubles matching up with Missouri the last 2 years.
Yeah, Missouri has put a lot of points on the Vols in recent years, and they've had a lot of success offensively with mobile quarterbacks. Matty Mock really diced the Vols up a year ago. But this is an entirely different Tennessee defense, and Mock's had some inconsistency problems throughout this season. He's turned the ball over a lot. He's not running it quite as well. Watch out for Russell Hansbrough. If Tennessee can contain Russell Hansbrough, I don't think Matty Mock can beat the Vols.
Yeah, Hansbrough had a big game against Texas A&M. Now Tennessee, how does it handle success?
Well, I think we've seen that Tennessee is a very mature team, mature beyond its years, that is very hungry, very motivated to win. Great leadership from A.J. Johnson, Jordan Williams, Tavares Salisbury. Even Justin Worley still continues to lead.
Yeah, so Tennessee has a 2-game run still left in November. Got to win at least one. You'd like to win both of them to really get to a good bowl game.
I love the comment from Kyler Curbison last night, Bob, when he told me we're not trying to wait till the Vanderbilt game to get our 6th win. We're trying to win out and put Tennessee back where it's supposed to be.
Tennessee, Missouri, 7:30 on Saturday night at Neyland Stadium. Hope to see you then. For John Bryce, Coach Butch Jones, I'm Bob Kessling. See you next week here on The Butch Jones Show.
This has been a presentation of the Vol Network, produced by IMG, the world's premier sports, media, and entertainment company. Produced at the Huster Broadcast Center.